It's national meets regional. Welcome to Sidewalks Entertainment, the long-running celebrity, music, and art series. Join us now for an exciting new path to celebrity interviews, music, rising talents, much, much more.
Our guests today are two talented and versatile actors who both star in a comedy about a slacker on the run from a loan shark, and the slacker ends up in a small town posing as its new gay pastor. It's a great show. It's called Impastor, and with us today to tell us all about it are Michael Rosenbaum and Sara Rue. Hello. Hey guys, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having us, San Fran.
You bet. Hey, before we get started talking about Impastor, let's go back just a bit. You both are no strangers to television. Michael, you played the villainous Lex Luthor in the series Smallville. And Sara, you of course played Claudia Casey in Less Than Perfect. Both of those are such great characters. You know, acting, has acting always been something you guys were interested in doing? How did it all sort of begin for you?
I was a weirdo in high school. Shortest kid in my school. Didn't start puberty till late. Too much information. Just was a bit of an extrovert, weird. I always say I was ahead of my time, but no one else will say that. They're like, who? Rosenbaum? Yeah, I don't remember him. Never went to a high school dance. So acting was a way to get out of my skin. To, you know, I couldn't. You know, I was able to be the crazy fool and get away with it. So I mean, that's how I really got into acting, and I think a lot of actors do that.
Yeah.
So,
I was a child actor. My parents were both in the Broadway theater community, and I just sort of fell into it. They didn't really want me to be an actor, and they agreed to let me go on one audition, and then I got it, and it was a movie on location for like 4 or 5 months. And my parents were like, oh, I guess we have to let her do this. And then, of course, I did that movie and loved it. And
that never happens, by the way, people out there.
That never happens.
I mean, struggle.
But I mean, then I struggled.
We've all struggled.
Afterwards.
I'm struggling right now with this interview.
Yeah, me too.
Sara is just that good, Michael.
She is good. And I'll tell you, I'm not kidding around. Being on set with her, she's a pro. She always knows her stuff. She knows I'm a child. It's like, I'm like,
it is like working with
action.
Your little
I'm like, and then I go and she's like, can you focus for a second? I'm like, just a second.
Now, do you guys actually remember the very first paid gig you had as an actor? Do you remember what that was?
I do.
Okay, gotta spill it.
I did, well, as an actor, really I did repertory theater and things like that in college, but I always think New York. Conan O'Brien, when he first started and no one watched him, I did sketch comedy. I was the Amsterdam kids.
You did?
2 kids who were misinformed about Amsterdam's liberal social policies. You know, you could just like go over and you could just kill someone, man. They call it art, man. And I'd get paid like $400 to do sketch comedy like once a week for like a couple months.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
I know.
That's so cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, good for you.
Haven't been on Conan since.
Good for you. Well, there's a reason probably.
How about you, Sara?
Well, it's that movie that I was talking about. It's called Rocket Gibraltar. And it starred Burt Lancaster, and Kevin Spacey played my dad, and Franny Conroy played my mom.
You worked with Kevin Spacey?
Yes.
How was it working with Kevin Spacey? That's
Wonderful.
my Kevin Spacey. No, listen to me, Sara. No, you will do this interview, and you will do it now. This is San Francisco.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Well, Michael, you executive produce and star as Buddy Dobbs in the TV series Impastor.
Yes.
What sort of interested you about taking on this project? More than just the actor had. You've executive produced it as well.
You know, I had done a pilot with Eric Tannenbaum, the producer, the other executive producer, and with John Michael Higgins and Henry Winkler, and we loved working together. And then he brought this to me, and I was like, wait a minute, this is for TV Land? TV Land, I'm not going to do this. TV Land's never going to allow this. And I wanted to do something edgy and different, and I wanted to do a comedy, dark comedy, and they assured me that TV Land wanted to change their network. And so they made a promise, and they kept their promise. And after watching the pilot, and I was really proud of it. And I thought, wow, we got to play with this dark tone, and we didn't change the language. And that's how it all happened. So I'm lucky to be here telling you that what I signed on for was actually, you know.
But yeah, I couldn't believe they let us say the things that were in the script, and like they made it to the cuts and they're making it to the air. I mean, they're taking a lot of risks and they're trusting us. I think it's really exciting to be a part of something new. Michael loves being a producer, by the way. Loves it.
I do.
He wields a lot of power.
ooh, it's that Lex Luthor. I like to just, I like giving notes. I like to give my notes, and I like to, but I look out for, but I look out for everybody. I like to say, you know what? I remember as an actor, I go, you know, I remember Sarah doing a take that was just, it was funny or it was different. Can we just look for that? Or I remember things on set, and I just, I'm really good with music. I'm a big 70s, 80s guy. I don't know if that helps with this show. But.
No, but it is good. It is great to have Michael sort of wearing both those hats, because we can work together, and then I can go, hey, listen, take 2 was the best one. Will you make sure that that is the one that ends up, you know, like it's just good to have, you know, we can sort of be on the same team on set, and then I know that he's going off and watching the cuts, and he does have my back. All of the actors, he really is. He takes care of us.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do is always like, well, just do one more this way, just so we have it.
Yeah.
Right?
One more for safety.
Yeah, one more for safety, yeah.
One more for safety. Just do it the opposite way you did it.
Sarah, tell me about your character, Dora.
Well, I played Dora Winston, who is, I'm really excited about her because she is this very devoutly religious woman with this wonderful heart, but she's also open and accepting of everyone. Like, she has actively sought out this man who is an openly gay pastor to come and to be the pastor in their church. And I think that's really cool, to be playing someone who is as religious as she is, but also as open and accepting and progressive as she is as well. So that's very exciting.
And little does she know that the character is actually an atheist, and this guy from
like
the streets,
straight guy from the streets,
con man, straight guy who just wants to get some money out of this guy's bank account whose identity he steals and just get out of there. And then all of a sudden these things start to happen, call it divine intervention, call it whatever you will, and then he stays in town. But yeah, she's this sweetheart. I'm like, how are you this good?
Yeah, but it changes him. Like, he sees these good people and he's like, oh, well, maybe I should try to be a little bit better. And like, right?
It doesn't always work out.
It doesn't work out. He tries.
Yeah.
He tries. And I don't know if we talked about this, but the other thing that's really interesting about the show is every week is going to end in a cliffhanger. So it's really fun to tune in and see what's going to happen next week. There's a serialized aspect to the show, which is rare for comedy these days.
Yeah,
so
Buddy has a
really
bad
fun.
past, so he's got people following him, you know, on his tail. And
there's
these
like a
cops,
murder mystery. There's a love
the church
triangle.
president's on him. The love triangle between me and another congregant, Russell, and this other congregant, Alexa. And how does he balance? How does he pretend to be gay? How does he do this? It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
It sounds amazing, you guys. Now, I got to ask though, you both have been doing comedy actually for quite a while. Was comedy something that you're sort of inherently born with, or was it something that you kind of had to work on as part of your craft?
I always felt like I was funny, but nobody in high school will ever tell you that. My grandmother would say, "You're funny," and I heard a lot of "You're different." But I always thought there was something there. I was just so weird and just so on, and I don't know, and I just felt like I just loved comedy. I love making people laugh. So that's always been my thing. Obviously, playing Lex Luthor was a drama, but I mean, you've always been funny.
Yeah, but you have timing. Like, you're born with timing. Either you have comic timing or you don't. You know what I mean? Like, you can't teach it.
Yeah.
And so I think that, you know, you have that. And so
What did Steve Martin say? What did Steve Martin say?
I don't know.
It's all about the timing. Or something like that. Didn't he do that?
Michael, you bring up Lex Luthor, and I'm so glad that you did. Smallville was such an amazing show, and the fans have been so incredibly supportive of it over, you know, during its long duration. What was it like to play such an iconic character as Lex Luthor, and were you surprised at all that the fans were as supportive of the show as they were?
I always tell the story. I thought I was going to get fired. I couldn't believe, my friends couldn't believe. They're like, you're playing a criminal mastermind, genius, villainous. You're like, wow.
I think it's very good casting.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, people were like, you got to be kidding me. And it scared me because I then started to doubt myself as an actor. And then I remember doing the pilot, I cast, and they shaved my head. And that changed a lot for me. But even through the pilot, I thought, I'm going to get fired. And the fans are so... They're tough on you. They're like, if you don't do, you know, comic book fans and superhero fans, they just will let you know if you suck really quickly. So I just try to play it real. I try to play every character real. I think you do that too. We just try to keep it grounded and make it vulnerable in some way and make the character likable. I'm blessed. It was a crazy run, and now I get to play this Buddy Dobbs, right?
Yep.
Buddy Dobbs character who's like kind of got a dark past too, and you know, he's gonna be like this cool. She calls him rugged, and in the pilot I was like, I'm rugged? I'm not rugged. You're an actor. Just play rugged. Pretend you're freaking rugged.
Michael is really great in the show. You guys have to watch.
Well, as we close, you guys, because we are out of time, sadly, I've had way too much fun with you this morning. I just wondered if you had some career advice for those rising young producers out there who are trying to get a project greenlit. Do you have one piece of advice for them?
If you really think you got it, if you really know you got it in your heart, don't stop trying. Don't quit. But if you have doubts about yourself, get out. Do something else. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, I always say to young actors, like, only do this if you have to. Like, if you can't imagine doing anything else in your life, then you should be an actor. If you can think of anything else you'd rather do, you should do it. Because it's hard.
Michael and Sarah, thank you both so much for being with us today on Sidewalks. It was just a pleasure. I wish you all the best, okay?
Thank you,
Thank you.
Impastor,
Watch
Wednesdays,
Impastor.
10:30. Check it out, TV Land.
Got it.
See you guys. Thanks.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
For more full-length celebrity interviews, visit sidewalkstv.com.